to Max Barbershop. We're certainly glad to see you here today. Now, we're going to tell some stories today. Because Hattie, my new business partner, she thinks that she got some stories.
Oh, I know I do.
And as a matter of fact, she tells me her stories are better than mine. So we going to find out today, and you going to be the judge. All right? So this is how we going to do this. Now, I'm going to need some help telling my stories. So Hattie is going to help me, and I'm going to help Hattie with her stories. Now, you all got to pay attention. Are you ready, Hattie?
I'm ready. Now sit still, Barbara. I don't want to burn your head, and this is a mess.
Well, now, I'm going to go first. So now, here we go. Back when God first put folk on earth, there was no difference between man and woman. They did the same work and everything. And man got tired of fussing about who gonna do this and who gonna do that. So he went up to God and asked God to give him power over the woman so that he can rule her and stop all that arguing. And he asked God to give him a little more strength. And he do the heavy work and let the woman just take orders from him about what to do. So I told God that he didn't mind doing the heavy work if he could just boss the job. So now the Lord did all he was asked, and the man went on back home, and right off he started bossing the woman around. And the woman didn't like that at all, so she went up to God.
You give man all the power and then leave me none.
Well, you never asked me for none, and so I thought you were satisfied.
Well, I ain't with the man bossing me around like he took to doing since you give him all the power. I want half of his power. Take it away and give it to me.
I don't take back nothing after I didn't give out. It's too bad you don't like it, but you should have come up with him. Then I would have divided it half and half. Of course, the woman still wasn't satisfied, so she went to the devil. And the devil say, yeah, I'll tell you what to do. You go right back up there and you ask God for those bunch of keys hanging there by the mantel shelf and bring them on back here to me. And I'll tell you what to do with them. You can have more power than the man. So that's what she did. And when she brought the keys back, the devil said, now this one is the key to the bedroom. And this one is the key to the cradle. And this other is the kitchen key. So now you go on back, don't start no fuss. Just take the keys and lock up everything and wait for the man to come in. You can have your way. Well, the man tried to be stubborn at first, but he couldn't get no peace in the bed. He couldn't get nothing to eat. And couldn't make no generation to follow him unless he used his power to suit the woman. Wasn't doing him no good to have the power, because she wouldn't let him use it the way she wanted to.
Nuh-uh. I ain't in the mood. I already ate.
So the man tried to dicker with her. He told her he would give her half the power if she would just let him keep the keys half the time. But the devil popped right up and told him, no, you keep what you got and let him keep what he got. So the man went on back up to God and asked God to just let him at least have the key to the cradle so he'd know who was the father of the children. And God shook his head and told him, you gonna have to ask the woman and take her word. She got the keys. And I don't take back nothing I didn't give out. So, the man went on back home and did like the woman told him for the sake of peace. And that's how come women's got the power over men's today.
I like that story.
I bet you do.
I like that story a lot. You know what? I got a one for you. I got a story for you. My auntie used to tell me the story to me and my cousins. It's called The Six Fools. See, now a fella went to court a girl, and after he courted her a long time, he began to talk of marriage. Her parents were very glad to hear him speak of it, for he was rich and strong. So they told the girl to go down to the cellar and draw some beer. They wanted to be married, you know. Now the girl took the pitcher and went down in the cellar. She turned the thing and, you know, let the beer run into the pitcher. Now, while it was running, she got to thinking that if the young man did propose to her in earnest and she should accept him and they get married and have a child, what would she name it? So she sat and thought, and the beer ran and ran. And after a long time, her mother wondered what could be keeping our daughter. So she went down to see what was the matter. What's the matter, daughter? You don't come back with the beer. Mama, I just got to thinking that if the young man should ask me to marry him, and if I should accept him, and if we should marry and have a child, what will we call it? Daughter, that is something to think about. So she sat down beside the girl and began to think too. Now the beer was still running, and they thought and thought. And after a long time, the father came down to see what was the matter.
Wife, why you letting all my good beer go to waste like that? I'm gonna be ruined. Our daughter hadn't married the young man yet, remember?
Well, we've just been wondering what to name the baby if the young man does propose marriage to our daughter and she should accept and they should marry and have a child.
Yeah, that is something to study about. I never thought about that.
So he sat down and began to think too. Now, after a while, the young man got worried and came to see all about them. He says, "What all are you doing sitting in a flood of beer?"
Well, we studying about what to name the baby if you and my daughter should get married and have one.
Now the young man says, "Well, you are the three biggest fools that I ever heard talk of. I'm going traveling for a year. And if I find three fools as big as you, I'll come back and marry the girl." So he traveled and traveled. And after a while, he saw a man leaping up in the air before a bush with some clothes on it. The man just kept on jumping up in the air and falling back. "What are you doing?" the young man asked.
With those in my trousers on the bush there, and I'm just trying to get in it.
"Well, why don't you take them in your hand and draw them on?"
Oh, I never thought about that.
That's one fool, said the young man, and went on. Now, way after a while, he saw a young man trying to pull up a cow on the roof by a barn, by a rope around her neck. Now, he pulled and pulled, but he could not pull the cow up out of the barn. "What are you trying to do?" the young man asked.
You see all that grass growing on the top of that barn there? I'm trying to get the cow up there so she can eat it.
"Why don't you go up there and toss it down to her?"
Oh, I never thought about that.
"That's two fools," said the young man, and traveled on. Now, one day, he saw a woman rushing in and out of her house and was dashing in and out, pushing a wheelbarrow. Now, she had a wide board plank placed like a game plank and was dashing in and out with the wheelbarrow. What are you doing in that wheelbarrow? I can't see anything in it.
Oh, I scoured my kitchen and now I'm trying to haul in some sunshine to dry it.
Why don't you open the doors and the windows and let it dry?
Oh, I never thought of that.
Huh. That is 3 fools. I found 3 fools as big as those I left. So I will go back and marry the girl. So he did. Now by that time I left. I know that was
a good one, Hattie.
I know it was.
All right, Henry, I'm done with you. Thank you, Henry. Come on back now. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Come on, Leroy. I believe you next. Yeah, that was a pretty good one, Hattie. I have to say, those fools did make me laugh. But I got
something better than that.
I got serious one now.
Oh.
All right. Now, you ready?
I'm ready.
There was a witch woman with a satyr cat that could get out of her skin and go and ride people she didn't like. They had this great big looking glass. Now, when she get ready to go out, she get before that glass naked. Before she shake herself, she would go and lay all her clothes out, spread them out on the bed so she wouldn't have no trouble when she get back. Then she'd go back before that glass, shake herself, and say,
"Ooh, gee whiz, slip 'em and slip 'em again."
And then that old skin would just slip off. And then she'd go out on the porch, and then she'd look back and she'd say,
I forgot something.
Then she'd go back to her keyhole, blow, and say,
Open door, let me come in again.
Then she'd go back and spread that old skin out before the fireplace, and she'd tear the old skin.
So remember who you are.
Now, one time, her old man she used to love so hard was eavesdropping her. And when she got away, he slipped in and salted the hide with pepper and salt. Now, she couldn't find her old used-to-be at his house to ride him nowhere, so she just made her way back home.
I'm the witch woman, but I believe I'm done lost out.
When she blew in the keyhole of the door got tighter. She squished herself and she blew and said,
Won't you let me in?
The old used-to-be came from behind the house and the door cracked, and in she went. She looked all around. Everything looked all right. Then she said to the old skin,
Let's go again.
When she tried on the old skin, it began to burn and sting. She took it off, laid it down, looked at it, picked it up again, and said,
Skin, old skin, old skin. Don't you know me?
Then she tried it on again, and it burned and stung again.
Gee whiz, old skin, this is me. I've been going and going, but I think my old used-to-be has conquered me.
Then the old used-to-be spoke from behind the house and said, You used to have me, but I've got you now.
That's why I don't mess with my old used-to-be.
I like that one.
I like it too. But you know what, Mac? We've been here all day, and I've only had this one customer. You've been busy all this time. It's like men don't think women are smart enough to cut hair.
No, not it. They just like the way I cut. That's all. It ain't all that. But I tell you what, I know women's smart.
How you know?
Well, I got a story about it.
Of course you do.
You want to hear it?
I want to hear it. Do y'all want to hear it? They want to hear it.
Of course. And here it goes. There was a young man, very nice young man, nice family, married a nice girl, and they loved one another dearly. And they lived so happily together, and the devil didn't like it. And in fact, he put in to break them up. And every scheme the devil could figure out, their love would overcome. One day, the devil met a woman named Sarah. And she was barefoot. And he said to Sarah, what you doing barefoot?
I ain't able to buy no shoes.
I got a job for you. And if you accomplish that job, I'll give you a new pair of shoes.
All right.
You know that young man and his wife?
Yeah.
I've been trying to break them up a long time. But every scheme I have don't take no effect.
I'll break them up if you give me them shoes.
So Sarah goes to the man's house. Now she seen him before she got there. He had a mole on his neck. He was out in the field plowing. So Sarah goes to the house, and the wife was bragging about her husband.
Oh, Sarah, isn't my husband so hard working? Oh, so handsome.
He is handsome. Mm-hmm. There's one thing I don't like of him. That mole on his neck. You cut that off, and he will be perfect.
How can I cut it off and he won't know it?
Wait till he go to sleep. You take his razor and you cut it off.
He's pretty now. But if anything will make him more pretty, I'll do it.
So after dinner, the man went on back to the field and went to plowing. And Sarah, before she left, she goes down to the field and tell the man,
You know, I found out something today.
what?
You and your wife been together nary a year, and you love her, don't you?
Yeah.
And she make out she love you too.
Mhm.
But tonight, you go to bed, you stay awake and you cover your head. And when she start to pull the cover off your head, she gonna have your razor in her hand to cut your throat. Now, say I told you. Don't call my name. You'll see what I'm telling you is true.
Well, that evening, when I knocked off, wife had dinner ready. I eats, go to bed, cover up. And just when she think I'm asleep, she went to easing that cover off. I looked up and saw that razor in her hand. I said, what you doing with that razor? I heard the day you was trying to cut my throat. as I've been to you. Long as we've been together too.
I just wanted to cut them all off your neck to make you more pretty.
I'll put her out. Sarah went on back up to the devil. And the devil said, Sarah, is that you?
Yeah. I done what I told you. I done broke them up. I want my shoes.
All right. Here you go. But anybody slicker than me, I don't want them close to me. Get back. I don't want you close to me.
You know what? All of these years we've been working together, and I never asked you about your family. Do you have any children?
Oh yeah, I got some children.
Do you have any daughters?
Man, I got one.
Okay, well, I got a story about three daughters. Y'all want to hear it? Okay, I'm almost done with you, but you got to stay still with me. Stay still, all right? Okay. All right. So, a man had 3 daughters who went hunting to get something to eat. Now, the oldest one said, I sure would love a nice rabbit to fry. Now, the next one told him, say, my mouth was just set to smack on a nice fat cottontail. Now, the baby told him, say, if we don't get a rabbit, I ain't gonna eat a mouthful of nothing else. So they went out to the woods, but game was scarce. And all of a sudden, they saw a rabbit. Now, all of them shot at the rabbit, and all of them say they killed it. They brought it home, and they told their daddy, well, we ain't got but one. So he said, y'all have to divide it. Now, in the end, they all wanted the whole rabbit to themselves. They wouldn't do that. So he didn't know what to do. Now, they carried it to the court, and the judge said, the one that do the sharpest trick can have the rabbit. Now, the oldest girl up and poured water through a needle's eye and never touched the sides. The next one poured a bucket of water in the thimble without running it over. Now, the baby picked up a hickory nut, threw it in the air, took aim, and shot at it and busted in half. Now, some of the goodie go in the judge's mouth and the rest go in the daddy's mouth. They tasted it and said, ooh, you win the rabbit.
That one was a good one, Hattie. I had to tell you. That was a good one, Hattie. That was a good one. Yes, it was.
Okay,
Now,
Barbara, I think I'm done with your hair. All right, thank you. Come again. Come again another time. All right. All right.
Leroy Henry, y'all take care now. Come on, I'll see y'all in a couple weeks. Hattie, you do tell some good stories, but I don't know if they better than mine now, but you tell some good stories. I had to say. But for the sake of peace, Hattie, you had the best stories.
Thank you very much. Ooh, it looked like it's getting dark outside. We better close up. Thank y'all for coming. Hope I'll come tomorrow and hear some more stories. All right, I think I'm just about done cleaning up my station. I gotta head on home, but I'll see you tomorrow, Mac, all right?
All right, Hattie, you be careful out there now.
All right, you too, bye.
All right, bye.